And they say that you take care of yourself, they'll pay out once a year. And your dental care is easy to identify. I agree.
So I said, I'm just gonna play it for a minute. I would play my shoe. Were you playing Johnny Brown?
I'm Marina. Nice to meet you.
Okay, good.
I know you. Don't get me on. I have a narrow path. I want to stay. Thank you now. I'm sorry. So the poem that I sent, I want people to have it.
Okay.
Yeah, so you want me to give it to you, make a copy?
Isn't that the one that you had in print?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are they?
Okay.
This way, I went to the school, I saw stand up. Sort of.
All right. Up. Raise that. Arm. Order. Arm.
Glad you're laughing. So, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Rena Judd, and we're waiting for it to turn on, I think, right? You don't have to be that quiet.
Hi, the streaming isn't working, so.
There goes that. No, let's just go. Do you want to call? Do you want to call?
We're recording it, so we'll send it to you, okay? Okay.
All right, I got next one. Where's Justin? Nate. Okay, you're a cold start. I want you to move so I can see you. I want you to move over there. Right behind, right next to your sister, all right? Okay. You got it as ordered as it's gonna get? Okay, so everyone should have a prayer, and feel free to read all of it, but we will remember him. We're all gonna Say together. Or all of it. In the rising of the sun and in its going down, we will remember him. In the blowing of the wind and in the chill of winter, we will remember him. In the opening of buds and in the rebirth of spring, we will remember him. In the rustling of leaves and in the beauty of autumn, we will remember him. In the beginning of the year and when it ends, we will remember him. When we are weary and in need of strength, we will remember him. When we are lost and sick at heart, we will remember him. When we have joys we yearn to share, we remember him. So long as we live, he too lives. For he is now a part of us as we remember him. To David's beloved family and cherished friends, my husband Jim and I are so very sorry for your loss. The precious eldest son of Hensel and Nellie Lucetta, Don's dear older brother, Inga's cherished and dearly beloved husband, and the treasured father of Osmond and Hensel, David, and his little girl, Linda. The world is indeed a lesser place because of his death. To be honest, I come from a very small family and have seldom interacted with such a large group as yesterday. It is an interesting and beautiful thing to watch. You did a dance, letting everyone have the space to move about and give a hug. There was room to speak and presence to listen, carefully passing the baby from one person to the next. The baby never cried. It's like she knows she is loved by everyone holding her. Yep, you hear me. Good work, Rosie. She looks at each of you, wondering, who are you? David dearly loved his great-great-granddaughters. 5 generations of hugs, lots of helping. And even though everyone misses David, you were so supportive of one another. It was love in action, love made real. Thank you for letting me in, for feeding us, for patiently explaining who goes with whom again and again and yet one more time. Talking with each of you a very little bit. I listened to your kindness and I thought, this is the love David started many years ago when he married the love of his life, Inga, and they started this magnificent family. I knew of David, Pops, through my dear friendship with his wonderful granddaughter Charity since around 2006. Yeah. And was honored to meet both him and Inga a year or so later. Although, look out. You don't need that. I don't need that. Although Charity told me Pop served in the Army, I didn't realize his service was for 20 years, that he served abroad, that he taught Elvis to drive a tank. I thought that was really great. I still do. I didn't realize his service was, I put together that it was while soldiering abroad, he found a wife, and he and Inga began their family and crafting their home. They both understood a home is so much more than the house in which one lives. A home blossoms wherever love thrives. When we met in person, I thanked him for his years of dedicated service. At some point in the United States, most of us moved here from someplace else. I shared with him that being the daughter of World War II immigrants, I believe every soldier's service is personal. I believe David's service enabled my family to thrive. I thanked him and shared how genuinely grateful I am. Freedom is not free. Every sacrifice David made was done nobly with genuine righteousness. Pops, David, who was not my father, my grandfather, nor my great-grandfather, nor my great-great-grandfather. He was my hero. And this, like love, does not die at death. It lives within us for the rest of our lives. I too am a veteran from another nation and a different time. I understand being willing to put one's life on a harsh line for principles that may never affect you and people you will never know. And even with a growing family, David willingly made these sacrifices. Everything he did throughout his long life, he did with complete conviction and total dedication, which is why throughout his life, he was appreciated and respected, treasured and loved. Always and forever, wherever David Hensel went, he was all present. He was not the type of man to sit there in body while his mind wandered. Throughout, he used his life force to care for and nourish the people he treasured and loved. Born in 1933 in the middle of the Great Depression, he was only 16 when his father Hensel died at the young age of 36. David got a job and took on as best he could the responsibility of caring for, of nourishing and sustaining his mother and younger brother Don. From a young age, David demonstrated his ethics and morality throughout his conduct and actions. David Hensel, the beloved elder son of Hensel and Nellie, Inga's adored husband, nourished and sustained his mother for the rest of her life. I am certain no one told him this was what he should do. I am confident Pops knew exactly what had to be done. To nourish and sustain was a theme I found throughout his life. Everyone I spoke with had a food memory. While in active service abroad, he brought home lonely soldiers to share holiday meals. His children remember Sunday morning breakfast stuffed with eggs and bacon and pancakes, and how despite Inga's protests, threaded throughout their youthful years were midnight cheeseburgers, fries, and milkshakes. One grandchild had Friday night bonanza buffet and Thanksgiving birthday dinners in March. Another had Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee. There was what sounds delicious, a cucumber salad with evaporated milk and vinegar and tossed holiday biscuits. So many of you shared about road trips and faraway families. I am so sorry I was unable to listen to all your recollections of meals and memories with Pops. I know each of you have memories that belong just to you, and I know there are countless that weave amongst you all. I know everybody who treasured him felt the love and support he freely and generously gave to all of you. David lived a long life, outliving many people he loved dearly. He understood what loss is from a very young age. His days were full. He lived a complete life. He treasured and maximized the opportunities he was given and actualized the man in him he was destined to become. Throughout his life, wherever he was, he utilized the tools provided and mastered the needed skills. It had been hard, and he knew what looked like. He had seen hard, and he knew what it looked like and how he felt. After losing his father too young and years in the military service, he understood how fragile life is and how much love matters. Love changes life, making it better than we ever imagined it could be. We make real our best self when we love and let ourselves be loved. Thank you, David, for enlightening our days and making our lives better than we ever dreamed they could be. Throughout his long life, Pop influenced many people, which will have a ripple effect and be felt literally for generations. For the rest of our lives, we will miss him. Oswin, Hensel, and Linda, as much as you treasured and loved your father, you will remember and miss him. Leslie and Ashley, Danny, Charity, Andy, Ariel, and Maddie. Amanda, and in some way, Shannon, I am so sorry for your loss. I know how much you loved this man, how much he did for you. I see how relevant he continues to be in your lives. He will always be there to influence your choices and be in your hearts forever. And still the next generation. Savannah and Summer, Logan and Morgan, Caius and Carly, Robbie, James, and Michael, Justin, Elizabeth, Courtney, and Deanna. Your memories will bring Pops as far into the future as he will live. You will always remember him. You will always remember now. I hope his love and mercy for you will forever be a comfort. There is profound sacredness in tears. They reveal no weakness, but love's strong bond. They speak with great expression. They are the messengers of overwhelming grief, deep sorrow, and unspeakable love. We pray silently. Psalm 23. God is my shepherd, I shall not want. God makes me lie down in green pastures and leads me beside still waters and restores my soul. God leads me in right paths for the sake of your name. Even when I walk in the valley of the shadow of death, I shall not fear evil, for you, God, are with me. Your rod and staff are a comfort to me. You have set a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You have anointed my head with oil, and my cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in God's house forever. Thank you so much for coming. And someone will give further details momentarily.
At this time, we'll be dismissing you from back to front with the immediate family last. After paying your respects, please return to your cars and we'll proceed to the cemetery. If you're a pallbearer after paying your respects, please wait outside the chapel, please.
You'd like to go forward?
Yeah. Great grandson. So pallbearers wait outside?
Yeah.
Right there?
Yep, just right outside here.